Matt and John Make a Podcast. This is episode 84 of the podcast. And Matt, I haven't told you this yet, but what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say Zahorna?
Nobody's gonna know what this is. A great Penguin player.
Yeah, a great Penguin player, and just to touch on our experience in
Oh yes,
at the
we did the sports.
Yeah, we attended our first public live sporting event in God, at least
2019.
Yeah, I think it has been that long, or pretty damn close to it.
Because the only other thing I could think of would have been a Penguin game in January, February, but I doubt it because
honestly, it might have been because we went to a few of them before everything shut down.
But I can't remember. I don't remember.
I can't either. But yeah, it was very weird. Although it was great, just being there, just to feel some form of normalcy. But I did find it weird though, that as soon as I entered at PPG Paints Arena, I had a gator, which is just basically something that's gonna cover your face, and they're like, nope, you gotta take it off, and they give you a mask that they had there. So I was like, damn, is this mask that much more better or safer? I honestly don't really know, but that was just
yeah, but that's like that. I know at PNC Park, at least it will be.
Okay.
Wait, I there's probably a reason why.
Has to be because I was even talking with my dad about that. I was like, I didn't really understand why they were so dead set on that, but they probably have some sort of data or something that says no, these are actually more safer, blah blah blah. So
there has to be a reason. And as I'm going through now, I'm going back because Google Maps stalks you where you're going.
Yeah.
And we went to the casino January 18th. I'll be down. And seeing if there is, depending on how long we are stretching this opening segment, if there is a time we went up to Pittsburgh, it wasn't the casino.
We definitely went to a fight or two.
Casino, yes.
Yeah, before everything shut down.
Strictly a sporting event,
right? Yeah. I think. Obviously, if it was, it would have been for the Pens, because that was pretty much all that was really playing at the time. But because as we have said on the podcast before, we were slated to go on Monday Night Raw. When Stone Cold Steve Austin was supposed to be showing up, fortunately, because of COVID, that obviously didn't happen. And that SmackDown or Raw or whatever was one of the actual first shows at the Performance Center, and such. So, but yeah, the experience though, it was definitely fun. Even though you could just feel it, the energy was nowhere near the same. Obviously in years past, just
the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
it told me we went to AT&T Stadium 5 years ago. It has that listed in sports, but it doesn't have.
That makes sense.
all PPC Paints 21 visits yesterday. That's I want give me a whole list of when I was there, the stalker you are, Google. 21 visits. I don't want to view last visit.
Oh well, but yeah, but
I'll find out.
our point is like it's been a while, but I mean, and obviously, we won 4-0, so I was like, okay. I mean, that was a good experience. Sabres are freaking terrible.
Well, 16 losses in a row.
16 straight, and we basically had out there a like minor league lineup out there, outside of Sidney Crosby and a few other people here. Like it was just in Casey D Smith. He continues his shutout streak, which I believe is over 179 minutes or so
Something
of like gameplay.
You know what's funny? This being in a sporting event with a pandemic, or at least coming out of one, was really nice in a way, because besides him, and vice versa on his side, from his point of view, there's nobody sitting next to us. You can stretch out.
And like for me, who
a wide boy,
I'm a very thick man, and I'm a very tall person. So, well, like by the second and third period, my like knees are like all right, gotta stretch it out
and
here.
nobody's sitting in front, so you don't have to worry about getting up every 5 seconds for somebody to come through. You can have your drink over, since there's no cup holders.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily enough, we got seats the last row in the section, so there's nobody behind us.
It was perfect. I was like, damn, I didn't think that
No.
I got the final row there.
No traffic.
Nope.
Coming in, which normally when we get there, well, we would have got there at 6. It would have been fun time.
Yeah. Honestly, even getting out, it was still a pain, but man, compared to,
because there's only one way out,
right? Yeah, but still, like it's
always going to be like that.
Like normally it would take us a half an hour just to get out.
It still wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
And even getting, normally we don't get alcohol at sporting events because it's double.
It's fucking expensive.
Oh, there you go. So we both had, because that's the only one I really wanted, a Blue Moon.
Yep.
A tall can. Was it $14.75?
Yep. Sure was.
But we were like, you know what? First game back, we're gonna celebrate. It's worth it.
Yep. Let's have.
And you get you grab it yourself, and they have this machine. And I know I've seen these before at Pirate games. Since I was working, I never got to use it.
I compared to a self
checkout, but like it somehow scans and knows exactly what it blows my mind.
Yep.
And then you credit card, boom, 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 out.
Yep. I mean, it just. It was like, yep. I mean, like this is the type of era that we're in now. Just like very low. I mean, like obviously outside of the concessions stands right there. Like they still like have people there monitoring.
Checking ID. Well, we had our IDs checked.
Yep.
Which it makes sense because you don't want somebody just randomly going scanning.
No.
Yeah. So there's people there. There's people. They're at least coming up the escalator, just having a wipe on the handle and cleaning it. And just constantly cleaning. So yeah, but there was nothing. Signs try to keep socially distant, keep mask on.
But like honestly, outside of that, it felt like
a regular.
It felt like a regular game. And it was. It's just nice, just as I said, just like being there. And these were and since the Sabres are so bad, tickets were like really cheap for like this one. As I was telling you, for the Sabres on Thursday, I bought these for it's like $65 or $70 a piece, and the tickets on Saturday. For the Islanders, yeah, they were going for almost $170 a piece right there.
No.
So I was like, yeah, we're gonna go for the Sabres game. So then that what we did. So yeah, it was a really fun time. Depending on how tickets are, we might try and go to one more game, but we shall see. But anyways, guys, we have a lot of things to be talking about. And Matt, the first thing we're going to touch on is the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and like, you know, this time we recall to actually have that
switch it
in the background this time.
Yes.
But yeah, episode 2 of Falcon and like Winter Soldier. I continue to be on the edge of my freaking seat with this show, Matt. It really does feel like a like movie.
Yeah.
It really feels like that. Like it feels like Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War. I mean, like it's just I continue to be impressed. By the action scenes are just incredible. And just of the overall about the overall story going on here, and for this week we really dove into like John Walker, who his character was pretty much introduced after he appeared at the final scene of episode 1. I definitely feel like they're definitely setting him up to go
to be
AWOL.
I'm saying to be a bad guy.
Yeah, because I mean it's pretty clear Sam, Pucky, and obviously John, they are not going to be getting any happy hours together or anything there. So
right.
And they're all like, John is trying to basically make everything work here, trying to like work together, but you can clearly tell Pucky, he really isn't okay, and having someone hold Steve's shield, who wasn't Sam, and that thing was being constantly pushed to Matt, was like Pucky just consistently questioning Sam. Why did you give it up? Why did you do that after Steve chose you to basically to pick up being Captain America. So yeah, what did you think of that there?
I thought enjoyed this. Episode 1 had the backstory. This I enjoyed it more. I liked obviously the banter between the interaction between Bucky and Sam. It was really enjoyable.
Couples therapy was hilarious.
I like when they met, like when they were in the hangar on the base earlier in the episode, and Bucky's like, "You went, I read The Hobbit back in 1937 when it first came out." Yeah. Like stuff like that, like unintentionally funny stuff.
Right.
It was great. We get more information and more character development on the bad guys. The
Flag Smashers.
Flag Smashers, the leader, apparently that female.
Yeah, and I mean, if there was any question that if these people were super soldiers, when all 3 of those people can hold down when they could hold down Pucky there, which
it's
I was like,
super soldiers.
I was like, man, if they can hold them down, I was like, yeah, they are definitely super soldiers.
I figured, and after the first one with that one guy, I laughed when Bucky got on that truck, and opened it, that there's a truck behind him and nobody is.
Yeah, I was like,
did they fall asleep? What the hell?
But then it was like,
sense.
I was like, okay.
I'm sitting the whole time like, can they not see that somebody is getting into?
Yeah, I was about to tear that up if they
if they left it go.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, good.
But obviously that kind of made sense after. So that was good. We got more. We had the development and like almost a backstory of John Walker.
Also, too, Isaiah Bradley, who was also a super soldier, which
Oh yes.
which like Sam and even Steve knew absolutely nothing about, and he was actually the guy who tore off Pucky's arm during the Korean War, which was back in the 50s, and this was when Pucky was under complete Hydra control there. So we really we saw that there. So that's definitely is going to be coming into play here as the season goes on here. I do feel like that they'll have some sort of like validation for him, because you could really tell how bitter, or I'm not sure if like bitter is the correct word, but like just like he doesn't hold very warm feelings for anyone. So that was
right, and especially I guess how he was treated.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading this article at Rolling Stones,
Mm-hmm.
and it brought up a good point of how they're dealing with the subtle details of racism.
Oh yeah.
With that,
I was like, yep, that's definitely
and the police coming up to
Sam. Yeah.
Sam and saying and then going up to Bug, is this guy bothering you? And even him not gonna be able to get a loan, stuff like that. And who am I to say anything? But I like the subtlety of it. It's not like all in your face about it, but it's leaving it there for us to see and understand. So, like, it's not like racism.
Yeah.
Like, put it in racism.
Right.
It's telling it in a more relatable, realistic,
and
everyday term.
Well, and it wasn't done completely random either, because there was an extra point to that. We're like, oh, actually, we are here for
it's
for like Bucky. Since he missed a court mandated therapy
and
session.
that's ironic in that sense that they are arresting him.
Yeah,
but I think it handles it real well in that sense.
Right.
In telling the story. And then I think at the end we see, and I totally forgot this person. I keep saying every time we talk about Marvel, about remembering stuff.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. That character, I forget. Oh my God, what's his name? He was in like the bad guy in Civil War. He was one that was showing Tony Stark his the clip of Bucky killing his parents. Oh my God.
Baron Zemo.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo. Yeah.
So he appeared at the end. They're gonna go talk to him.
I wonder if he was the guy who was texting that one chick.
True.
That one chick.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Because like, was he the broker who stole all of like his goods there?
The power broker. That's that's apparently a mysterious thing. So there's a lot of pieces in play here.
Right.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, can't wait for episode 3. But like this, it definitely feels like a movie. Which, I mean, WandaVision did too when they got away from sitcom introductions.
Different though. Like this is
but it
definitely
feels different.
Well, first of all, six episodes. You obviously need to have these episodes mean more. There can't be really any sort of
and they're long
of like laws. Yeah, like they're like
I never
they're like 50 minutes long. So
that's including credits.
Which is good, but Yeah, just it's been really good so far, and to me, this and like WandaVision are two completely different shows. Like,
Yeah, well,
like
besides the obvious point of that,
right.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so
they're two different. I don't want to say genres, but you know what I'm trying.
Well, yeah. This is like more. It's more action based here, whereas like WandaVision, yeah, there was like some action, but it was typically more about
story based.
Right. It was typically more about the story of like Wanda and like diving into her like whole like psyche. Whereas this year, it definitely has that with like Sam because clearly the whole point of the series is to have Sam finally accept becoming Captain America,
and even in Bucky.
Yep.
Bucky too, of how he's overcoming, not being like coming out of the trance and just life
PTSD,
basically PTSD. So that's interesting there, and then we got more different bad guys. Just there's different pieces that are going to come into play here.
Yeah. And speaking of like bad guys, Matt, this is going to transition us right into the Suicide Squad.
Before we get in depth, can we go back with a Penguin game real quick?
Yeah.
Because I found it. The last thing we did.
Yeah.
February 14th, 2020.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think
I thought so.
Was that technically Valentine's Day? Technically. February 14th, Valentine's Day.
February 14th. Yeah.
Oh. No. And guess what? I'm looking at pictures here on the timeline. I think we were in the same section. We were in the same section.
Wow.
Wait, tell me.
We were 232, by the way.
Yeah, tell me that's not the same section.
Yep. It sure is. How?
Which is that? If it's not 232, it's 231.
Yeah.
But regardless, so little over a year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a little over a year. That February 14th. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Well, I was outside of PNC Park for opening day, but I wasn't in with a group of people there. So since I found it, I wanted to throw that out before I forget. But anyways,
Suicide Squad.
The Squad of Suicide.
Man, this definitely looks a lot better than the original Suicide Squad film, and this does feel like a complete reboot.
Because I
honestly here,
because I did some research and said, okay, is this a sequel or is this? Because I was like, what happened to everybody else? But it's basically rebooting and starting over again,
which I'm perfectly fine with. And one casting that I'm pretty excited about is King Shark is being played by Sylvester Stallone.
I didn't get that until after. I was like, oh my god,
this is gonna be great. Like when he did the hand, I freaking died. Between that and Cena's penises line at the very end of the trailer had me freaking rolling there. Like just the comedy in this thing is just going to be awesome. I can't wait.
They're saying it right there. There's the shark. Oh, my hand's cut off. Never mind. I forgot. And then she's there somewhere behind me. You can see her on my elbow. But yeah. This is look very interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to go back, like I keep saying, is I want to go back just for the comparison, and still with or at least spring break for us next week, I'll have time, to go and watch both Justice Leagues, and probably we can finally talk about that hopefully next week.
Snyder's Cut is definitely it's an upgrade. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
it's an upgrade.
That's what everybody's saying. I just freaking 4 hours, but still. And then I want to go and obviously compare this first one and the second one, and I still got to watch Birds of Prey.
Yeah, I am definitely am like not going to see that because from every friend of like mine,
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, it's complete shit.
Really?
It's complete shit.
I still want.
It's horrible. It's horrible. Like
the thing is, does it bleed into? I don't know.
No,
or is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
anymore.
like it's like.
Come on, DC, get your crap.
Yeah, like there, like just from every person who I've talked to who are majorly into comics and even just casual friends of mine who have seen this film have all said to me, it's flat out freaking garbage. So, but Suicide Squad. You know, I'm pretty excited for this. I'm really excited to see like Cena as like Peacemaker here, who by just doing some like research, Matt, how James Gunn or Cena, one of the two, described this character as was a douchier version of Captain America, which that's going to be hilarious, and also too, they are doing a series with like
I did see that
Peacemaker, which is coming out in January of 2022, which I cannot wait for that there. And I believe that they're currently filming for that right now. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on there, but I mean, and something else I like noticed too was about the tagline was like don't get too attached with these characters, which I take that as some of these guys and or girls are gonna die here in this film.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, so
I'm shocked.
Yeah, so I'm definitely I'm not sure if a like majority of them are gonna go, but I do feel like that a good portion of them.
They kill Shark Man. We're rioting.
Yeah. Yeah, and seeing him like gnawing on a like human skull was that was interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean very good first opening trailer.
First impressions.
Yep.
It just I'll just go. I just keep going back to like I wish. Like this is a reboot already of the first one that nobody liked.
Yeah,
and you got Justice League, new cut, basically a refresh of the first one.
And the like Batman series, I believe, is coming at this time next year.
Yeah,
I think.
I just want
like you know, I mean, like this is all how these films should have been presented from the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's like
just to me, it's like inconsistent,
right?
And now it's like, do I put any invested interest into these characters? Minus that tagline. Like to me, it's just like nothing.
Yeah, like to me, I mean,
no.
I mean,
ECU, like MCU, everything is together. It makes it's like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, there's a big difference between the MCU and the DCEU, just based off of like just how they have
told stories,
right? But I mean, it's really good that they have a guy in like James Gunn who has a really good track record. So like, I mean, I'm expecting this to be really damn good here. So yeah, I am looking forward for that there. So yeah, that was Suicide Squad, and now to like cap off our comics portion of the podcast this week is we finally have confirmation on when this freaking movie of Black Widow is gonna drop. So we got news. It was like earlier this week that on July 9th that we will be seeing this film not only in like theaters, but it's also gonna be dropping on Disney Plus, which I am really excited about. I don't know why they just didn't do this earlier, but barely.
I think they
never
hand was forced.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just like, I mean this has literally been on hold for an entire year
basically
now, so it's like finally we're getting to this freaking thing.
It was supposed to come out in December?
No,
Am I thinking of a different movie?
No, like it was like last
May?
May. Yeah,
That's right. Wait, it wasn't in May, and it was going to be December, and then I moved it back. That's right, and then it's back again.
Yep.
Yeah. So, everybody's kind of like, oh yeah, this movie's still happening.
Yep.
And well, I pardon it because obviously COVID.
Obviously.
So I'm excited. I can't wait. We'll probably, we'll see because it's July now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably stream it, but we'll see how things are. But I can't wait to see this. This adds to the summer blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
Whatever other summer movies are coming out.
Well, yes. So we got this and Suicide Squad that comes out on August 6th. So like that.
Okay, that's the
two.
dog day of summer.
Yep. So like that's two right there. I think those, as far as comics goes, I think those are the two.
I'm gonna look here.
Are the two main ones right there. Because I don't think Spider-Man is coming out until next year.
We got okay, there's Dune, Suicide Squad, Eternals.
I'm like Loki is coming out later this summer too.
I don't think this. Yeah, well, I don't think this is count. Yeah, that's true, but that's not counting here as a movie.
Yeah.
Ray and the Last Dragon. I think that already came out. Morbius, Top Gun, James Bond, Jungle Cruise, Godzilla and Kong, versus Kong.
Which by the way, that's actually coming out next week.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kingsman.
That okay.
That is May, I guess. Okay. West Side Story, I guess, getting reboot. Cruella, Cry Place Part 2. Tom and Jerry already came out.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot that. Candyman, I don't know what that is. In the Heights, did that already come out? I feel like I already came out. Mortal Kombat.
That I cannot wait for.
Venom. Space Jam.
When is
Venom?
Yeah. When's Venom coming out?
Friday. This is saying, I'm guessing September.
Okay, yeah. I've like heard like zero hype about that. Like
September 21. I guess because everything's subject to change at this point.
Yeah, like I'm kind of surprised. Like we haven't even seen a trailer or anything. No. You would think that by now that we
they're probably just making sure, waiting.
Yeah.
Closer. Space Jam, Matrix 4.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mission Impossible 7.
Yeah. I'm like Matrix. I think is coming out in December or in November.
Some films, Matrix. What? This is terrible. How it's set to release in theaters on HBO Max this Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought so. Yep.
Many Saints in New York. Yeah. So there's some some good good movies.
Well, it's a good thing because 2020 everything was completely on hold, and now we're finally getting some films that maybe that maybe we can possibly go back to the freaking theaters for some of these.
We had Coming to America. We have Godzilla vs. Kong coming the 31st in a couple days.
Yeah, like next week.
Cruella May 28th, live action. That's going to do well just for everything. It's 101 Dalmatians and Disney. Hell.
Yeah.
Quiet Place Part 2 May 28th. Everybody likes that. In the Heights.
Never heard of it.
I think I've heard of it, but is it a musical?
Yeah, like not interested.
Yeah, but that's a demographic that people reach. That's June 11th. Fast and Furious 9. I thought it was delayed. It says June 25th here.
I'm pretty sure it's
been delayed.
That's been
So whoever they're in space. Top Gun July 2nd. Black Widow, July 9th. We just talked about that. Space Jam, July 16th. Jungle Cruise with The Rock and Emily Blunt, July 30th. Suicide Squad, we talked about that August 6th. Candyman, I guess it's, I don't know, August 27th. I don't know is that Bill Murray? The French Dispatch. I don't know. It has Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Elizabeth Moss. I don't know what is it. Christopher Waltz. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but that's their 3,000 Years of Longing with Idris Elba, September sometime. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Guess pushed back to September 3rd if it's this year at the Marvel film.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I have no idea what that movie is. Venom. It says September 17th.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
Yeah. Dune. Apparently that's been built up. October 1st. James Bond supposed to come out. They were supposed to come out in the fall.
Yeah, man, that got pushed back.
Yeah, that's October 8th. The Last Duel, based on the book. August 15th.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, November 11th. Mission Possible 7, apparently November 19th. West Side Story, December 10th. Spider-Man No Way Home, December 17th. Matrix 4, December 22nd, apparently. The Tragedy of Macbeth, I guess. Denzel Washington's in it, I guess TBA. Annette with, I know Adam Driver's in here, TBA.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. So there's this came out yesterday, this article.
Yeah.
But so there's some stuff there.
Yeah.
If everything holds true, it could be a good year for
films.
Films,
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
The only good thing is that stuff is streamed. You can stream it now. It's not.
Yeah.
So there's minus stuff that I don't know, but there's almost no excuse to set unless theaters have a problem, which it's obvious.
Yeah. I
But,
mean,
movies should come out.
Streaming's gonna become a real problem for them. But
This year, definitely this year.
Definitely this year, and who knows after that. But yeah. So now we're gonna move on into some sports talk, and first of which is UFC 260, which is happening tonight as this podcast drops. So we're gonna be having a heavyweight title fight between Stipe Miocic versus Francis and Ngannou. This will be these two second fight. First of which I believe their first fight happened back in 2018, which Matt, if you recall that.
Nope.
Or here I'll refresh
my mind, John.
You lost money.
I'm shocked
because of Francis. You and like your dad were just steaming pissed. They're like, how is he losing? I was like, guys, I told you this. I think you bet on the wrong guy, and sure enough, I was right.
One of the few times.
Yeah. So, but
I should bet on it again. You're gonna screw. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. But honestly, for this fight, this is a little bit more of a toss up for me. To me, Francis he's a much more experienced fighter. A much more polished fighter. At this stage, whereas back then he was really inexperienced. He really hadn't had to fight a fight like that ever. And to be perfectly honest, even since then he really hasn't fought. I don't think he's been out of round one in any, or no, except for Lewis, which that was arguably one of the worst fights I have ever seen in my entire life between Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis. Francis has just gone through everyone from Overeem to Curtis Blades to and there was two Kane. He just dismantled Kane. Rosenstruck too. He beat him, I think, in 20 seconds or 40 seconds. So like he still has that crazy insane power, but as we have seen with Stipe, he was able to like take those shots and eventually there, Francis he just couldn't keep up. He just couldn't keep up with that pace, and Stipe just basically wore him out, wrestled him for like 5 rounds. And like, to me, if he can like withstand Stipe's pressure, because I'm not sure that he's going to be able to like KO him. But then again, at the same time, Stipe has been in some crazy wars. Most recently against like DC. Like he won 2 of those like 3 fights, but man, like he ate a ton of shots, man. And I think if he gets hit square like that against Francis, you're not getting up. Like, it just that's the one thing that I think was really evident, was just like DC was just laying consistent clean shots, and they were powerful ones too, but they but DP was able to especially in the second and third fights, just accept it and keep on pushing forward. So I'm very interested to see how that turns out there. Now, we had some unfortunate news. Unfortunately, Alexander Volkanovski, he tested positive for COVID. So his fight against Ortega, that was called off. So I'm hoping that fight is going to be on the May 15th card, which would be the co-main event for Chandler and Charles Oliveira there. So Matt, as you are like looking at those odds there,
yes.
what's really standing out?
Yeah. Overall on the money line,
yeah.
Francis slight favorite of -130, Stipe plus 110, right. So very close. Total rounds, the favorite is -265 at under 3.5. Mm-hmm. Some fight props if you want to switch over. Winning method, the slight favorite at -106 is Nagano by finish, basically.
Yeah.
KO, TKO, DQ. To win by decision, Francis is a heavy favorite at no at -10,000.
Yeah.
Stipe is favorite no at -715.
Yeah.
To go to distance is no at -455. Excuse me. To win by finish, Stipe favorite no, but -265.
Mm-hmm.
But Francis, yes, is -112. No is -124.
Mm-hmm.
So a slighter favorite to win by finish. No, even though it says to win by decision, he's favored. No,
mm-hmm.
So that makes no sense to me. But then again,
I think by just like looking at those odds, it's pretty close. Like, if you recall their last fight, Francis was an insane favorite in that fight, and for the life of me, I could not understand that. And I was like, you know what? I mean, if you're going into like that fight, I was like go in on Stipe there. But here, just it's a lot harder here, just because there's a lot of unknowns here, like how is Stipe's chin now, because he has been in some crazy fights with DC, and
last 3.
Yep, yeah, exactly. So I'm very interested to see that. And one other fight I'm gonna be paying attention to, or two actually, on this card would be one of which being Tyrone Willie versus like Vicente Luque, which if if like Woodley loses this, pretty good chance he is going to be getting cut here, because I believe this would be his fourth or fifth straight loss, which that would typically mean that the company, there might be a possibility of him getting cut there, and like Vicente and Vicente Luque, that dude is just a freaking savage. Like he hits hard, he comes out in a crazy pace. So in which those are the two things that I think are going to give Woodley issues, because just his fights have been pretty consistent, where like output, like it's been a problem for ever since he like lost that title against Usman, was just a freaking nightmare. And the other fight I'm looking at as well is Sean O'Malley versus Thomas Almeida. This would be O'Malley's first fight since he got finished by like Chito Vera. Hopefully he's now healthy, but a pretty important fight if he wants to get back into the top 15 there. So yeah, we'll see how that card goes. And one other piece of like news, Matt. So like UFC 261 happening in like Jacksonville. That show has now officially sold out.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, which not surprised at all. And how Dana was like talking earlier in the week. He was like we are on track to like sell this thing out pretty quickly, and pretty much as soon as those things went on sale, they were completely sold out. By the way, did you see the fine print in those someone posted?
No.
Here, I gotta show you. It was I was like, yeah, they're definitely covering their asses there. I tweet too much.
You got a problem.
I might have a problem. I'll try and find this, but because like they like obviously want to be more basically covering themselves just in case anything happens here. But okay. Oh, here it is. So Matt, do you want to like read that there?
Okay. 3, assumption of risk. The holder fully understands and agrees that the holders travel to and from the event and the arena in which the event is held, parentheses, the arena, movement within the arena, and attendance at the event, collectively the holder activities, may lead to exposure to COVID-19, and that contraction of COVID-19 may result in severe and permanent damage to the health of the holder and or others, including but not limited to death, fever, weight loss, irreversible pulmonary, respiratory, and or neurological system damage, loss of taste or smell, mental or emotional distress, temporary or permanent disability, loss of income, loss of employment, loss of financial or other opportunities, medical expenses, which may or may not be covered by insurance, cleaning expenses, mandatory self-quarantine, loss of licenses, and similar approvals by any regulatory or self-regulatory body to which the holder or any of the releasing parties as defined below is subject investigation and or prosecution by civil, criminal, or other regulatory authorities, and other harms and loss opportunities, whether economic, reputational, or otherwise, collectively the harms. It goes on.
Yeah.
So basically,
if
it's up to you.
Yeah, basically, if like you die, it's on you. basically.
That's the legal talk. You buy pretty much. It's probably buying this ticket. Mm-hmm. You agree to all of this, and see you in court, and you would lose.
Yeah. And And yeah, I am very interested to see what this thing is going to like look like. Fully sold out arena, over 15,000 people. Definitely is going to be a very polarizing event, to say the least there. But yeah, we shall see how all that goes. And now, going to transition into some hockey talk. And Matt, why do we have a picture of an NHL official here?
Because I wanted to, and I was looking for a reason to put him up there. Mainly because Tim Pool here, or would appeal, whatever. Tim Peel. Basically caught with a hot mic, pretty much saying that he was looking for a reason to give basically Nashville Predators a penalty. And well, the NHL saw that and it was like, "Nah, you gone, buddy.
You're fired." Yeah. So. Yeah, like
that's funny. I wish I could find it.
Yeah, like this was pretty. First of all, the fact that this man didn't know that his mic was actually on was kind of funny. And then once that thing was actually said, I was like, he's done for.
Saros makes the save on the other side, but Nashville playing some tic-tac-toe, and Grice makes up big save. 12:42 to go in the second.
It wasn't much, but I wanted to get a penalty against Nashville early in the...
Via Sportsnet here up in Canada.
Wow.
The video referee Tim Peel overheard explaining that he wanted to call penalty on Predators versus Red Wings. Again, via Sportsnet on YouTube. A credit there.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is the type of things that definitely, and this isn't just with the NHL, like in all sports, zero reason for this type of conduct to be happening in any sort of like major sport, especially one as big as the NHL. I mean, could you imagine this happen in the NFL there? Jesus Christ, like the freaking
the media, it'd be nonstop for like a week.
Easily.
Sports Center.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a whole controversy of are refs purposely calling games?
Right.
And you had Stephen A. Smith that'd be going, there's no way that these refs, he'd be going on his tirade.
Well, and they
you
had,
know who should be a ref? LeBron James.
God damn it. But I mean, it's just, there's zero reason why this shit should be happening. The NHL acted correctly, in my opinion. Just basically just like have this man out of here. I mean, even the fact that he was saying that on the ice at the time, like it mean
to somebody else,
someone else, that just immediately calls into question what your integrity is.
The other bigger question is, watching hockey, you always think, oh, there's going to be a makeup call to even it out. Now, how many times?
Way too many times we've seen.
Right, but how many times is that stuff getting called? Is it because the ref is looking to even it up and not calling what he sees?
I also wonder too.
Besides the obvious penalty, like, oh yeah, that's a high sticking. Yeah, he basically chopped his head off.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to change. If this is going to change some of the NHL's protocols here, as far as like supervising their officials.
You think something's gonna
something
Sturker is gonna be.
Something has to happen, because to me, especially with them going over to ESPN to, like, for how much money that they are going to be getting from them, like, just you can't be having this kind of like PR here, and this just looks extremely bad. But I do feel like that the league acted correctly here, and hopefully we don't see this shit ever again. But But sadly, I mean, at the same time, not exactly surprised, just because if you guys have been seeing hockey as long as we have been seeing hockey, and as like Matt said, how many times have we heard like makeup calls or something?
Or the commentators, look, Team A's gotten a lot of calls. Look for anything close, call for against Team B, and guess what happens?
Yeah, and if you see some of those calls, hell, like last night, for example, do you recall when like Sid got his penalty last night?
The high sticking?
Yeah. High sticking.
That was high sticking.
Well, the guy literally grabbed him. Sid's.
Did it? I was.
He grabbed Sid's stick and just shoved it right up.
Well, I totally missed that on the replay there.
Yeah, it was just like like he like I was like that looks fishy, and then I saw it on like replay. I was like, yeah, he literally grabbed the stick and just shoved it right up to his face. Point being is, like, officiating not exactly the absolute greatest with the NHL there, but hopefully this will be a sign for them to start to clean some things up. If this is like more widespread here. So yeah. And then lastly, we have some NFL news. More specifically regarding the San Francisco 49ers, who jumped into the top 3 of the NFL draft. And are you okay there, buddy?
Keep talking. I'm good. It's
Okay.
just a cough.
COVID.
Vaccinated. I'm good.
Yeah. So, wow. This was pretty shocking. And our friend Eric, he was pretty
Pumped.
I wouldn't say that. He was kind of angry, to be perfectly honest with you. But so now
the Niners. Well, didn't they go up higher in the draft?
Yeah, but they also gave up. It was like they gave up 2 first-round picks.
I was busy in the afternoon, so I totally missed this.
I figured, but so basically, San Francisco traded up with like Miami to like number 3, and then Miami traded back into the top 10 at like number 6 with the Philadelphia Eagles. So now he like picks are 3 San Francisco, 6 Miami, and 12 Philadelphia now. So yeah, a lot of shit happened in a very small amount of time, because I believe that this all came together within like 30 minutes. And now I think for San Francisco, I think they're definitely, I mean, if there was any doubt, they're definitely are taking a quarterback here. Now who? That is going to be a very good question, because it's all going to determine what happens at number 2 with the New York Jets. Because if they don't take a quarterback, then I think San Francisco will be taking Zach Wilson. However, if Lawrence and like Zach Wilson go like 1 or 2, then it gets a little bit more unpredictable, because you could see a like Mac Jones, a like Trey Lance. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. Personally, I wouldn't be taking like Mac Jones up like that high. But there have been reports from people such as like Chris Mortensen and some other people who are saying like that with Mac Jones is definitely in play there. So I'm very intrigued to see how all of that turns out there, and it just weird seeing this happen, and you are seeing Steelers fans say now like why can't our team be this aggressive here? I'm like, guys, two completely different situations here. First of all, just like
And do you want to lose draft picks?
right, especially and as we have said on the podcast here, like there's so many issues with this team, and people say, well, like at some point you are going to need a franchise quarterback. I'm like, yes, completely
Next year.
agree with that. But at the same time, we are at 24 right now, which means we would have to jump at least
You know how many
15 spots.
draft picks we have to lose? We would have none. You're like,
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
well, why didn't we do one? Oh, that's hypothetically we pick a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Right. And how many whatever we lose with draft picks go? Why didn't we get anybody else? Because we traded. We had no draft picks. How many times people go? We have no draft picks, and complain that we don't have draft picks. And now and there's people like, well, why don't we have the higher draft pick? Because our team was good.
Yeah, that's what happens when you
okay.
freaking win.
Yeah, when you have a decent record, I would just say decent given the whole situation. I'll just say you make the playoffs. Okay, let's just say that. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what
It's a circle of life.
Yeah, and two, it sounds good on paper to go up and get a quarterback, but with us keeping Ben for another year, put together with the fact with our issues on the offensive line, tight end, running back, inside linebacker now at corner because we cut Steven Nelson back, I want to say on Tuesday or like Monday. So now that is becoming a need there. So there's so many other things
to worry about.
Yeah, rather than quarterback right now. And hell, if that was even a like option, they're like, okay, yeah, definitely do it because hell, Ben has 1 year tops. Like I will be very surprised if he's back after 2021.
Yeah.
It just I feel like more so he just wanted 1 more year to have the fans back and have a like proper send off, because after this I think it's like who knows, but yeah, that was pretty much the NFL news. Obviously we're about like 1 month away from the NFL draft, and all kinds of craziness is bound to happen there. But
yep.
But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. And we would also like to thank you for tuning in to our professional wrestling podcast, talking WWE, AEW, all of the shows that like happened there, and some other small news as well. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow our Twitter page. Right beside Matt there.
Wrong. Oh my God, you can see it.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely follow us. I will be tweeting along for tonight's for UFC 260. So be sure to tune into that. So for Matt and for John, we shall see you guys for next week.
Have a good one.